For all the premium and quality content, subscribe to Jaggy Sports. Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports here. It is Game 4. Game 4 of the Boston Celtics versus Warriors NBA Finals. Golden State were down 2-1 and came out with a win tonight. So, remember how the other day I said when Marcus Smart scores over 20 points, the Celtics win. And today he had 18. So I'm just saying that this stat line is correct because he had 18, Tatum had like 24, Jaylen Brown with 21. But the main storyline goes like something like this, okay? Main storyline goes a little like Steph Curry put on a freaking show. 43 points. Draymond Green wasn't doing too well. Steve Kerr took him out. Rightfully so. He only had 2 points, but he had 9 rebounds. But you got to play a little bit better than that. But he recognized that, so Steve Kerr took him out. Jordan Poole had like 14. Klay Thompson had like 18. Wiggins had like 17. And at the end of the day, you have Steph Curry, 43 points, pretty much carried his team to a Game 4 victory in Boston, in enemy territory. And, you know, it's not like something went wrong for the Boston Celtics. Some shots didn't go down. They should have went down. But the main story is Steph Curry just went nuts. 43 points. You could not stop this guy. And the second he hit a three-pointer with, I think, about a minute left to go, I knew it was over. 100%. Steph Curry is a generational talent. The best free throw shooter, I think. The best three-point shooter, everybody knows that because he passed Ray Allen and Reggie Miller. I get that. But at the end of the day, Steph Curry, you just can't compare anyone to this kid. And, you know, I guess he's not a kid anymore. This is his 6th final appearance in 8 seasons. So, you know, congratulations to the Golden State Warriors. They are heading back to Golden State to face Boston. I believe it's Monday night for Game 5. We're going to see what transpires in Game 5. Leave a comment in the comment section. As always, tell me what you think. Who will win Game 5? And quite frankly, will the Golden State Warriors take back that home court advantage kind of thing and win in Golden State and take a 3-2 commanding lead, and Boston Celtics will face elimination? Or is it the other way around? You know, check this clip out and, you know, tell me what you think. Will the Golden State Warriors take Game 5, or will the Boston Celtics take Game 5? Jag Maggot, Jaggy Sports.
I think I have seen him show that much emotion, and the heart on that man is incredible. You know, the things he does, we kind of take for granted from time to time, but to go out there and put us on his back, and I mean, we got to help him out on Monday. So wow, just showed why he is shocking. He wasn't a first team All-NBA guy, but whatever. Next year.
Another question in the back.
Hey. Hi, Tal from Haaretz newspaper in Israel. Marcus Smart made a huge three-point shot on the buzzer in the 4th quarter, and then you responded with three-pointer, Steph as well. Can you take me back to these moments? What made you change the game like that?
You know, I got some great looks all night, and come playoff time, especially in the finals, it's hard to get good looks. Teams are going to blanket us. So when you get that little, you know, space, you got to let it fly. been in this league too long to ever doubt myself, especially in the highest pressurized moments. You just got to let that thing go and trust your work, trust your touch, and luckily I made them when they counted. Still thinking about that one I missed on the left wing. Great pass from Andrew, but luckily I got Draymond who made an incredible rebound, and I'll make it on Monday.
It's just 2-1, right? Everybody's freaking out. So now it's just 2-2. You should definitely enjoy this. Know this. These last 3 games, 2 or 3 games, that's it. Same force, same energy, same competitive spirit. You can't have a let up. We can't have a because this team's going to come right back at us, and we know the drill. It's physical, all that stuff. And you guys got this. Got this. Don't take care of it.
You're a shooter, man. That's how you made your living. He went 7 of 14 from 3, goes for 43 in this game. Just as you're watching Steph Curry, you're thinking what?
Well, first thing I said was I'm not doing a touchscreen tonight because that's only 2 plays, and he needs a hell of a lot more than 2 plays tonight.
A little more bandwidth.
I can't encapsulate it in 2 plays. What amazed me about this performance, first of all, we may have just watched the most significant performance of Steph Curry's career if they go on to win this series. And I'm not overstating that in any way.
Because of the whole doesn't have a finals MVP thing, blah, blah,
and just
blah.
what was at stake,
Yeah,
and what this team's trying to accomplish and what he had to do because of the way some other guys are struggling a little bit. Here's what amazes me about this guy. And, we just break some of these down. This is, standard flare screen coming to the ball. That's actually an easy one for Steph. But it's these shots here, Scott. How difficult it is to go to your left when they're closing on your right side, the way White and Tatum just did, and he's unaffected by that. And then when guys come from behind and they come over the top of him and swipe at the ball as he's shooting, like right there, Grant Williams did. It's such a difficult thing to maintain your concentration. That one there for Clay, that was all Steph drawing 3 guys in the open floor. And then we didn't show that entire possession, but he had the ball for about 20 seconds, hits the floater, and then finally that's the one for me, it's the final dagger. You really are not enough words to capture what this guy did tonight and how special that offensive performance you just watched was. Got some help. Wiggins was huge tonight. Poole gave him just enough in the first half to maintain, within arm's length of the Boston Celtics. But for the most part, this was Steph Curry, and this was Steph Curry's show against the best defensive team in the league on the road to keep your hopes alive. This may have been the greatest performance of Steph Curry's career. If they go on to win this series, and if they lose, maybe he gets lost in the shuffle one day down the road. If they win the series, we're going to be talking about that performance.
Game 4 Steph.
For a long time.
And we should. And, Clay did have 18, and he hit 3s that were really significant. One that tied the game and one that cut a 4-point lead to 1, I believe it was, where, as
Correct.
you say, he's just a quick dish, and he caught it right in the pocket and fired. But you mentioned Wiggins, and I want to ask about him because it felt like his rebounds and putbacks came at absolutely critical times. The kind of times where Boston felt like maybe if we hit that 1-3, the roof comes off and they can grab this victory. Wiggins didn't let that happen.
Yeah.
How big was he?
Completely true, because that's a momentum thing right there. You think they're hanging on by a thread when he gets 2 of those putbacks where they're down 3, he cuts it to 1 twice. They go down and score the other way on a 3. You got a 6-point game. That's how important those couple of putbacks were. And he played really great defense on Jason Tatum the entire night. He has played great, really, the entire series. He's been easily their second best player, and he came through in a huge way in the fourth quarter with some supplemental offense to help their.
Let's head back out to Boston and say, well, now we can say good morning East Coast time to our friend and colleague Jalen Rose. And Jalen, I just want your thoughts on Steph as well. I mean, you've seen remarkable performances. We've talked to every guest, including Steph himself, about the night. What was most impressive to you about what he did?
The most impressive things, SVP, was that he understood that if the Golden State Warriors lost today, that they were going to win the series. They weren't coming back trailing 3-1. He knew that, they knew that, and we all knew it. But the great thing about his performance is his feathery touch under pressure even when he's contested. Almost like pop-a-shot type of three-pointers. And the Warriors did something that was really intelligent. Other guys stopped shooting. They was like, where's Steph? Dribble handoff, get him the ball, feed the hot guy. He's the oldest guy, along with Michael Jordan, I believe, to score 40 in a finals game, hit 7 threes and score 40. I think Kyrie Irving was the other guy to do that. And when you look back at the history of the NBA and you see the teams that were multiple champions, they got a guy on that team that's him. Steph Curry was that for the Golden State Warriors. That's what Klay Thompson was talking about. We got on his back on the road and got it done. Now, the Celtics they were willing contributors also. Offensively, they looked a little stagnant. They looked a little confused. Marcus Smart was open for a reason. He wasn't able to knock down a couple of those shots that they were giving him. And all of a sudden, they were down 1 or 2 possessions, and they seemed desperate. It was like they were going to go for the three, go for the home run, go for the home run. They stopped jabbing. And also, where were their best players when they needed them the most? In particular, Jason Tatum. That's when you need that guy who was ascending when he beat Kevin Durant, when they beat the Milwaukee Bucks, when they beat the Miami Heat. They needed that guy for the Boston Celtics, and Jason Tatum, they didn't have him in particular in the fourth quarter.
Jalen, I think we can make stats or a performance tell the story we want them to tell. But I wonder if in this fourth quarter that this championship DNA that the Warriors reference so often and the familiarity with the stakes and the stage didn't reveal themselves to some degree. How much do you believe that that was what we really saw in those final 12 minutes?
Well said, boom, because coming into this game, we know that the Golden State Warriors avalanche teams, as you mentioned earlier, in the third quarter.
Right.
But the Boston Celtics were plus 40 coming into tonight in the fourth quarter. They reverted back to the struggles they had in the regular season late in games. No ball movement, no cutting, settling for threes, getting turnovers, losing Steph in transition, losing them in half-court situations. And the Boston Celtics will look at this as a loss clearly. But the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry, they took this game on the road tonight.
I'll close with this thought from you, Jalen. Boston now knows in order to win this championship, they have to win a game in Golden State. But they already have. And so even though they lose home court tonight, they fly to the West Coast for a Monday night game knowing, look, we got to win this one or Game 7 if it's necessary. How much does it help when you've already done something that you now need to do again?
That corporate knowledge is going to be there. That confidence is going to be there. And I've been to the Celtic games these last couple of rounds, and it seems like they've lost a home game that was head-scratching. They did this in Game 6 against the Miami Heat, but as you just alluded to, have still found ways to go on the road and play well. But again, on the road, your role players probably not going to give you the kind of performances they give you at home. So that means Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have to be the catalyst if they're going to find a way to get another game in Golden State.
Jalen, appreciate you always. Be well until next time, all right, my friend?
Appreciate the love. Thanks a lot.